It occurs to me that you guys are tackling some sort of complex and deep subjects, and in particular, Charles, I'm interested in your process when you when you say, all right, I'm going to write a graphic novel about complexity theory.
Yeah.
How do you even start to research that and unpack that and know that you get to a point where you feel like you know what you're talking about
Well,
enough to sort of tell a story around it.
Well, I start with people who are smarter than I am, which is always a good place to start. You find books about the subject. I knew something about it. I'd seen Jurassic Park. I know what complexity theory is.
Nature finds a way, right?
Yes, of course it does. If Jeff Goldblum's around anyway. You read the books. You do your homework, and you get to a point where you feel like you can. If you were talking to an actual, person in this, a person who's learned in this subject, you would not completely disgrace yourself. And that's when you feel like, all right, I can start figuring out how to layer this into a story. For me, again, one thing that was nice about this particular story was that you have the young new apprentice. So it's the Harry Potter model, where you have someone who's being exposed to the world, and that's it's a great framework for introducing concepts to a reader as well, because the apprentice is learning at the same time as the reader is learning. So you start small, and then you eventually the concepts grow until it works, and hopefully you can layer in an interesting dramatic story around it. And in this book, the way I did that was by saying the whole city was basically going to blow up if they didn't solve the problem. So there you go. There's a ticking clock, et cetera, et cetera. It was designed to be sort of a layman's approach. I couldn't go into it in the detail. Like, it would not have been a fun read, honestly. So you find the balance between being super precise to the extent I can, and the fun story. So, but what do you guys think about that sort of thing?
I didn't so much have this problem because mine is, a science book, and so it's all science. Actually, the only thing was I wanted to put some stuff about aliens in it, and I'll probably get some people saying, well, actually, that wouldn't exist because of whatever. But I tried to base it on stuff on Earth, which is kind of really interesting, which are these extremophiles that live in really harsh sort of environments that you might find in outer space. Like, for example, the water bear, which is this incredible little animal that can survive in space unprotected for like 10 days, and then you take it back from space again and it's fine. You can cool it down to 1 degree above absolute zero for like a couple of minutes, and then warm it up again. It's like, whatever. And also it can like you can dose it with 1,000 times more radiation than humans could stand. So, and it just lives on moss. I found some with a
how
friend
big are
on
these
some
things?
moss. Oh, they're tiny. They're like about a millimeter, the biggest
Yeah,
one.
but more than molecular size.
Yeah, they're proper little animals. So it's all about finding the balance between sort of the narrative and the storyline, and then the actual proper science. Mm-hmm. And somewhere in the middle, it gets a bit fuzzy.